Yes, that was awesome. This show keeps getting better and better. I can't even put my face on it. It just keeps getting better. I can't even tell you. If you don't like it, I don't know what you're watching. I don't know what you're drinking, but you got to stop drinking that Kool-Aid if you don't like it, man. It's ridiculous. So let's get it on. Let's start it off. We got the dude
Yo.
is already here. He's live from GTA. He's live from getting his status back. So we got him in IRL for a second because
Well, you're just saying how we live in a simulation, so I
Yeah.
mean, I might as well.
we were just talking about it. So literally, and then we got another friendly foe.
Figure that one out, and it's there's no
Oh,
guarantee.
Uh-oh.
You can
and
put
he's still.
Something's up.
Top
That's somebody else's YouTube channel right there. Yeah, I mean,
5 ways to get rich, right?
top 5 ways to get rich in America.
No, just trying to figure out who the Bears' next head coach is going to be.
Oh yeah. There's a lot.
Season's already over.
It's already over. That's it. They're
done
already firing people. What's up, Leia Rose? Leia, Happy New Year. It's it's kind of a New Year stream. It's like 10 p.m. You guys are in the countdown. By the time we get done here, you guys should be
Asleep.
ringing in the new year. So
Should be
yeah.
drunk.
Well, you're not you. I mean, you got the quiet layer tonight. So I mean, you're not going to sleep at all
I'm
tonight.
like
So
off work tomorrow too. I don't know.
oh,
Might
forget
get
it.
crazy.
No, it might get out of control over there on the East Coast. I don't know, man. I don't know. So let's talk about the elephant boy in the room. Let's talk Neil time. Yeah, I mean, what initial thoughts? Let's leave it to let's get it going. What do you mean? What are the initial thoughts?
Leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver.
Oh,
I like the Fonz.
I think it could get crazy. This show could be setting up. This show could really be setting up the Pirates to be a serious contender in the future of Star Wars, potentially even against Mandalorians. But if they actually do get to Aten and find the mint for all this money, like Galaxy's in trouble.
think so.
Yeah,
I do.
mean,
I think that this Pirates reach is bigger than what we think. I think that there are more pirates than we know of.
Sure. I think these could just be the leaders, the faction leaders of maybe the pirate underworld. I think it's entertaining that we're getting so much pirate, code in this. I'm curious to what the people that play Sea of Thieves think of all this pirate lore, because there seems to be like a challenge for captain, and then you get the last word, which gives you some a big speech at the end of your life to decide what's what. So
That was cool.
I'm digging that there's all this pirate lore. Number one, I think it's interesting because pirates are fun, but also it's interesting that that's how Jod seems to be. Like I said, this dude's got more names than any character I've ever heard of in any. I mean, Jod, Jake. I'm sorry, Jod, Jack, Captain Jack. Then Silvo, and then he had another name that the ponytail girl called him. Dak. I don't want to say Dank Ferrick, but it's like Dak Rendar.
It was like Dash Rendar, but it was Dash something else.
Yeah. And so this guy's got a bunch of names, and he's he's a smooth talker, but yeah, he's promising the Aten mint, and we'll dive into the whole episode and see if there's any clues. But yeah, this was an interesting episode where honestly I was kind of annoyed at the end of the episode. I was like, man, that's all I'm getting today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is it. This is all I'm getting. Like, come on, what's up with all this? So
It was too short, man.
it was really short. Yeah, like Daenerys.
That's what she said.
It was exactly. It was a short episode. I got to the end of it, and I was just like, God damn it, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Is that who directed it?
Yes,
Nice.
this was Bryce. They always give her short episodes.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Is like, I think every one of her episodes might be the shortest episodes of each season. Yeah, I think they do. I think they do, and they're great episodes, right? Like every time she is in charge of the episode, it's great.
Maybe it's
Right.
just their style, though. Maybe it's just like leave them one more.
Maybe that's something from her dad's arsenal of movie making and storytelling is, keep them on the edge of their seat. But I just felt like I needed a little more. I just felt
See?
like I need a little more in this episode, though. Well, I mean, it just felt like
She left you one more.
it just felt like there was a lot of cool shit. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of cool stuff going on in this episode, but at the same time, it felt like I was watching an episode of First Grade. Like one of those. You remember in the '90s they had all those classroom like Mr. Hooper or Mr. Hoops or like all those like classroom shows from the '90s.
Magic School Bus.
Boy Meets World.
I was thinking of you guys just before I got on.
Yeah, a boy cowboy. But yeah, Happy New Year,
Mark
KG.
is not amused.
I feel like it. Well, no, I was just thinking about what he was saying. I feel like this episode didn't really move the goalpost that much.
At all.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
and that's maybe
drove
that's
all
what
the
it
way
is.
down the field, and we've gotten to this point now, and it's like, okay, here's somewhat of a repetitive portion of the story.
We're still on this planet. Maybe that's what's. I mean, I guess not. I guess Jod was on back to the pirate stronghold. What I call the island in space of pirates. Right.
Porgo.
Yeah,
I think.
Port Pirate. So
No, that's not where they were. They were just on the ship.
were they? I thought.
Was
Oh,
that
I guess,
Brutus's ship?
They didn't dock anywhere. They just
Yeah.
went into hyperspace to get away from the X-wings.
Okay.
okay.
They're
There
just
you go.
floating
I
around.
thought they went back to Port Pirate, but again, we'll go.
Just
We'll,
floating like a turd in space. You know?
So yeah. So yeah. Okay. So somebody left the planet. I just expected us to be completely off world at this point, not necessarily heading to Adadan because this is what episode 6, right?
Yeah.
So we're in the last 2. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. So either we're going to get to Adadan at the end of the last episode, or we're going to get there end of next episode.
Supposed to get a big reveal next episode. I don't want to like get people.
Well, I
too
heard it
hyped
was a
up.
Jod reveal, from what
Yeah.
I understand. This is
Yep, something about his character,
his story, or his back, or
his favorite episode.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, the kids got theirs. I think this one and the last one were talked about as like the kids' favorite episodes or something.
Oh, you know what would be
Mhm.
amazing? I just want him to like bump into like Kid Kanan at like the Jedi Temple or something.
Who?
I mean, Kanan.
Kid Caleb Dune.
Oh, yeah,
Kid-
yeah.
That would be awesome.
Mhm.
You mean Jod running into
A
Caleb?
flashback.
Yeah. Like they're both like running around their little Padawan.
Yeah, I mean,
outfits. Caleb.
calls him by name. Caleb,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
And they use AI to put Freddie Prinze Jr.'s face.
Oh man, he'd be
Make it a
so
little
mad. He'd be so mad.
He'd be down. He'd be like, yeah.
He already mad at Star Wars. He always mad at Star Wars. All right.
What do
so
we
yeah,
know? What do we know about this guy? They tried to say some shit like he's a different type of Jedi. I hate when they do that.
Well, I mean, have they?
Who's
Isn't that a thing they said about this character?
Who's they?
I don't
Tell
know.
me who these they
The
are.
internet, bro. You know how they
who's-
be.
Who is they?
This like the immediate reaction after this is like, man, this was too short. Then you stop and think about it. A whole lot just happened here.
A lot did happen in this short amount of time.
Mhm.
I don't know about that.
Hey, you know what? You know what? No, we'll go through it. I'll point it out to you, okay?
Okay, yeah.
I'll make
Well,
Walk me through it, man.
We're gonna go through it. Okay, so so of course we start this episode with the let's call it the ejectocito cuz move by our friend Wim, and so
So that like breakaway seat is total Goonies callback to
For
the
sure.
piano chair and like hitting the wrong button. Also, I felt like this was like coming out into the Rancor pit. I immediately saw the junk piles and I was like, this is where things go to not survive.
well, I mean, it kind of did, to be honest. With
I gotta say though, my biggest nitpick of this episode was right here, because they went to this planet, gave it a total facelift, made like a 5-star hotel, right? Nobody bothered to check where these pipes led to.
Right, no one might underneath.
Nobody thought, where are those coming from? Like, all this technology. They can like detect the life form on it. Like, really?
I want
Yeah.
I want to argue that, but that's a very solid point. I can't really argue that shit because it's a really
Crazy.
solid point. But at the same time, I can also say maybe it. Again, I don't know, booby traps on the way up. I don't know, maybe on the way down they're disabled. I don't know the gist of the tunnels, but they all come out of different tunnels, which I thought was ironic. In just in the passing, but we get down and immediately, this is kind of what everybody was talking about. This was going to be a big KB episode, right? Is kind of what do you want to call it? The and I use this term loosely. The Star Wars news reporting,
Right.
mentioned that this was going to be a big KB episode. So,
What?
so I immediately noticed all of this goo on her orbital
Oh yeah.
visor, right? Immediately I noticed this. I was like, what is that shit? Is that some like rust or something? Was that in the pipes? But I was like, I didn't know what it really was. Is that some crap from those pipes? Were those actually like turd pipes and then they just, synced into the Pirate Ren? So everybody's worried.
Anytime you do a still of Neil, like I just like this
Yeah.
Neil has the
goofiest
best
looking character.
Neil has the best stills, bro.
He really does. Like,
Neil
look at
has
Stern.
the best stills.
Like,
like-
this Puptronic is doing the best like facial acting of anyone.
And any Star Wars this year, in fact, I think this mocap is the best facial.
Is it
and maybe
mocap or is that practical?
I think that's mocap.
Really?
Some of it, I think it's a mix. Yeah.
I think it's a
Sometimes
50-50.
the lower part of the mouth looks like it's
It looks so good
CGI.
though.
Anytime
Yeah,
I think anytime the trunk is moving, I think it's mocap.
huh. For Christ's sake.
This is where we're at. But yeah, I think it's mocap. Just the way that Disney's using more and more mocap in these series than any, especially with this. He's the only character on set, so I think that's where you're getting a lot of the facial expressions, is because his entire head is basically a mocap in probably more of these scenes where they're trying to get that facial expression out of him.
I think last episode, me and my wife were like, I just now realized he had hair.
Yeah. Yeah, the blue hair is also a little off-putting. Yeah, see, she's got more of that goop right there. So I wasn't sure if that was like she talked about corrosion and oxidation and all this shit. I wasn't sure if that was like bubbling out of her optics or whatever. So so this is great. Jod thinks he's like made it scot-free. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this entire episode is he pops out of this I want to say it's like a manhole. And he is just like excited with himself, right? He's like, "Oh yeah, I made it." And then, we of course, we know what's going on up on the top level. So, he seems really excited and happy with himself. And then he finds out what's going on and he's like, "Oh man, they're here. They're really
Can we
here."
talk about go back real quick?
Yeah.
What was that jiggly booby thing like right behind him?
Oh, I like where your brain's at, but which one are we talking about here? Talking
What
about
the
this?
hell is that?
That's from Clone Wars too, isn't it? One of the singers.
What?
Yes, one of the singers.
Yeah.
What in the Star Wars penthouse is that?
Yep. Yep. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know which one's the. Never mind.
I don't know where it's at. I'm sorry. We're not taking conversations from you when you have a camera and an internet connection that you can dive into. We're not. We're. Where are you?
Quit hiding, Annie.
Where are you? Come out, wherever you are.
Wait, unless you're jumping on 2K right now, I don't want to hear.
That's
nothing.
it. Unless you're like gaming right now, I don't want to hear any excuses why you're not here. Mafia's
And I have
here.
them on
Look,
there
these
right
two
here.
are on the.
I can
These
just
two are
not
on
pay
the East
attention to you
Coast. These guys are on the East Coast. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and these motherfuckers are still here. It's 7 p.m. That's enough of this
You got a point
shenanigans.
there. He's got a
Leave
point
it to Sheever.
I got a great point. That's it. It's on. Okay, so yeah, we get to this point. He thinks he's good. Obviously, the looks on their faces say otherwise. Then you see the pirates grading the mains.
I gotta go back and like see if I can clip just like that.
This scene.
Jigglypuff. Yeah, I want to like do a close up of just anything coming out, like some words.
I mean, that would be a great short. What the hell is this? Would be probably a great short. Like, that's all you would have to say is what the hell is this, and then like just zoom in. It'd probably get 1 million views. Right? Like, just because. All right, so he realizes he's busted. We find out Urkel's the one that busted him. He asks for some help from Smee, and Smee gets iced. Like, look at
I was just
Real
saying on
quick.
Sheev's stream before this, I was like, if they kill off Urkel without him saying like, "Did I do that?" I'm gonna be
Oh my
pissed.
god, yeah.
if he doesn't
That
say
line.
that in this series, I'm gonna be real mad. I'm just saying.
If we get him like entangled or something, so he says it with a high pitched voice.
Is it just me, or does he just sound like an angry Urkel? Is
He's
that
just mad. He's just mad. He's got one eye.
Yeah,
He's just super mad.
can't
He's
get it
playing
out of my head.
Stefan Urkel.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like Stefan that got mutilated and like, I'm not pretty anymore. Brandon getting in here is like, I love the episode. I can't wait for the next one. Hot damn. Yeah, I agree. Good episode. Very Goonies. KG says boob grapes. And also don't.
Oh,
and
we
and
won't forget.
I do that all the time.
We'll never forget you. Oh.
I pushed the wrong button. Don't forget to get over to the Matt Cave. This show is sponsored by the Matt Cave Gaming, Retro Gaming Incorporated. So make sure you get over there and
Oh, I just see your shirt.
get yourself. Oh yeah, dude, this is the PG one. I wore this to work. This is your PG one, but there is the bus driving bitch is also available on the store.
I gotta
So-
check that out. I love it.
Yeah, that's my favorite. This is my favorite one. The bus. This is your and I made it PG. The Matt Cave was like, I want that for my kids, but I can't get them. Like, I can't put the word bitch on them. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I redid it, the PG version. That this is your bus driver. So at least, and honestly, like, I get a lot of questions on this shirt, and my only response is, if you know, you know. That's all I can say. Like, I can't sit here and try to explain this to a like Star Wars nerd. It'd take too long. I'd explain this for 35 minutes. Like, go watch Tales of the Jedi, and then come back and ask me that question, because that's where.
I
that
think of
comes
what you could substitute bitch for, like bus driving. Something.
Well, that's why. Yeah, that's why I went. This is your bus driver, because then it does show Mace driving the bus. It just he happens to be throwing him under the bus. So yeah, so we get here. Smee gets iced real quick, and then they drag these two jerks. There's Urkel. He's just mad.
oh, somebody, one of these bigger channels was saying that also this all white pale character with the white hair could
Her?
be she could be the same species as one of the High Republic Jedi that were on like one of the main, images of them, because we've never seen a species like this.
Sever?
Sever?
Ever?
I think ever,
Okay.
or close to it. I would dare say ever.
You're saying ever.
So I'm just trying to link it back to old times. I would love Jod to be like a descendant of somebody. That'd be cool.
Well, I mean,
Everybody
Through
always
the
wants
Force.
Jedi's to be descendants of somebody.
Well, I'm saying not even like Order 66. Like maybe the name goes back further than even he knows. I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
I mean, this is gonna
Bloodlines that somehow
this is gonna
continue.
be me being me, but I don't really want him to have been at the temple and stuff,
I'm not convinced he's even a Force user.
right? Oh,
Huh?
come on. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro,
Picked up the lightsaber in the last.
the
stopped
asshole in
stopped-
Kenobi did the same thing with magnets.
No, but he stopped her attack.
Who?
with his hands, just
Who's
like
attack?
fucking Ray and Ren did to each other. And
The little kids
Who's
in
attack?
the
yeah, she grabbed that
treasure
gold
room.
baton and she's like, "Hiya!" and he's like, "Ha!" and then she's like, "Ah."
Okay, I gotta watch that.
"Yeah, he's absolutely a Force user, 100%, right,
All right.
100%." I don't necessarily know. I mean,
Could be a Schwartz user.
he talks
Lone
like
Star.
he talks like Qui-Gon Jinn, you know.
Lone Star.
It says you're an honest
Lone
God
Star.
prince.
Yeah, I mean, he talks like the Jedi of the time of Qui-Gon Jinn, no doubt, absolutely. So, if anything, could he have been, the same age as Kanan? Like a lot of people are saying, could he have been a youngling at the temple? Absolutely. I'm more on the lines of, could he have been one of the ignored during the time of the Purge in the early Empire before they started hunting younglings? Because they didn't start really hunting younglings. Speaking of younglings, there he is. Speaking of younglings.
I thought he was the youngling slayer, not me.
But
Ooh,
a Youngling Slayer 9000. But yeah, I mean, look, it honestly, he could have been one of the lost. I mean, Thrawn kind of talks about them at the end of Rebels, or he talks about the children of the Jedi untrained, or this, that, and the other. And there's an entire generation of Force users that got lost in the fold between the time of the Republic and then the rise of the Empire while they were hunting all of the Jedi. So it just feels like,
Yeah, you think Ezra and Luke are like 30-ish right now? This dude's clearly like almost, he's knocking on 50's door if he's not already. God's an old scrappy dude. He survives every situation. Kind of
That's
sounds
what
like he's been doing it for.
I mean, he just the things that he says to our young Jedi fanatic, our Jedi fanboy. Yes, he does sound like the Jedi of old. He does sound like Qui-Gon. He does sound like Yoda. He does say things that we have heard the Jedi say over
He's
and
saying
over.
the exact same things.
Exact word verbatim.
Yeah, we broke that down
so
last
he
week.
knows.
It was like, oh.
Yeah,
He knows
so
some things.
he's obviously, it seems like he is
Youngling.
youngling.
He drinks
at
and he
least-
knows things.
At least youngling. I mean, Padawan maybe, but then where's his
Potentially.
lightsaber at this time? Did he lose the saber? Like, I think next episode we're gonna get that. That's what they're saying, is that we're gonna get that.
Yo, listen, like, did these Jedi turn away younglings? I mean, we saw what's her name, High Republic Jedi, turn away kids that couldn't pass certain trials. She just was allowed to go be a mech tech or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Could this have happened to this kid too before Order 66?
We don't got to talk about that again, do we?
I'm just saying. We don't know about his training. That's where I'm at. Is like, what was the extent of his training? How far did he get before?
Yeah.
If he's the same age as these people that lived during Order 66.
He definitely looks like he is. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he is. But again, it goes back to what most people talk about. It's like, oh, another Order 66 survivor, right? And it's like, well,
True.
I don't really care. that-
10,000 Jedi.
So what?
They're-
Yeah,
they're-
no, that's come on, man.
If we're gonna rebuild the order,
99%.
we need some.
Let's do the math here. 99% of the Jedi were wiped out of 10,000.
I'm just
How much are left?
I'm just playing devil's advocate on the other side of the court. I'm not one
100.
of those people complaining about that. I'm just playing.
No, I
devil's
get
advocate.
you, but also I
Yeah.
want to know the stories of most of them. I don't know about you guys, but
I still want to know what happened to the saber hand.
for real,
You're talking
Like,
about
that
Luke,
was
you're
that was
talking about
not-
Luke's mitt.
What?
You're talking about Luke's mitt.
Luke Smith? No, the saber hand. The guy that saved Grogu. Like, coolest part of like season 2.
Oh, you're talking about Ashmed's
Oh,
character.
yeah, Ahmed.
Yeah,
He
I-
said, I read somewhere that he wants to
that
do a
desk.
series like John Wick of Jedi.
yeah,
Just come
dude, that'd be
back, like,
awesome.
Murdering everybody.
Yes, dude.
I'm like, let's go.
I mean, yeah, I'm into that.
As long
Yeah,
as it's
so,
a dog.
Grogu is taken.
Yeah, Grogu's the dog.
yeah, right. Grogu's the dog. So pirates start to freak out. right? When we get when they see some X-wings show up, they drag poor Smee away. So poor Smee had to get dragged away because he's incapacitated. Then we see some X-wing fighting, which I'm sure made a lot of people happy. And then the kids are excited because they're like, "Oh man, the X-wings are the good guys." There's more of mocap Neil. Blah blah blah. Kids being kids. They start fighting. No big deal there. Then these two get in a fight about, how they want to get up there, and we start seeing more and more of more and more of KB's, not the first time Shmee's been brought into Star Wars. Thanks. We see Smee get dragged away. And then these two start to have a little tuffle, and I guess we find out a little later. You want yours? You got control. You can do it.
No, I was motioning to Sheev that I understood the joke.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got it.
I know.
He got it.
It's a terrible joke, though.
I mean, it's it's an inside
No,
joke.
it's funny. It's funny.
It's an
It's just-
inside
you have
joke.
to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you know, you know.
That's what I was just saying. If you know, you know. Yeah. So kids get in a fight. Not gonna entertain it. Because I don't want to hear them bickering. And then there you go. So in space, I thought, yeah, they did make it back to Toshiba Plaza.
Yeah, so I missed it.
They absolutely.
No, this is just his. No, this is just his main ship.
That's just his ship. His
Yeah,
ship
that's
is
fine.
that
Yeah,
big.
okay, but this is what I'm saying. This is
Yeah,
his
that
main
guy-
ship.
That girl got a big ship.
The port would be
Yeah, look at all these other little Star Destroyer looking sons of bitches. These
you're right,
pirates,
I'm wrong.
These pirates have control, I think, of a majority of the hyperspace out there. Wherever
You
this
talking about in
little corner
the
is.
outer rim?
I don't know if it's Outer Rim or if this is Wild Space. I don't
Oh,
think they've really confirmed what space Mando is going through all those planets. Like, have they confirmed that is like Outer Rim that we know of, or
Yeah,
because
because-
they're going to planets that we've never seen.
I would say we know that he's been to what's it called, the Tatooine, like 7 times. So
Mhm.
like,
Right. He's
Mhm.
Mando's definitely in the outer rim. Like
Yeah.
100% in the Navarro.
I think he specifically said that's where he was going to be looking for revenants. So
It just
Right.
seems like these pirates have I mean, they're pretty well off. Some of these ships are pretty big. We've only seen 2 X-wings. Maybe the New Republic's reach is maybe this is the end of their
Well, this could be
control border.
Yeah, this could be at the outer reaches or the inner reaches maybe of the outer rim. I mean, if
Yeah.
X-wings are showing up, it seems like that's more outer rim. It seems like it would be a bigger detail if it was mid rim or inner rim. Yeah, so that's so okay, so they make it up to big dog. We'll call him Big Dog. What do they call him? Brutus?
Terrible name, by the way. Brutus.
Brutus?
Terrible
Yeah,
Star
it's-
Wars name.
It's
Come on.
symbolism, man.
But come on, this guy
Why? Because he's a
Brutus
dog.
kills
could have had a
Caesar.
way
Because
cooler.
he's a dog.
because
gotta
he's a
call him
bum.
Brutus 'cause he's a
Humanist
dog?
captain.
Brutus the
killed
bum.
Caesar, man.
Bro, what's the percentage of dogs on Earth named Brutus?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Like none.
It's pretty high. I bet it's pretty high.
You met one
All right.
before?
What's
You know any Brutuses?
No.
You tell me one. Is he
Sure, a
spayed or
couple.
neutered?
Yeah, sure.
I-
There's
I
a couple
mean-
out there.
I don't know
I
any
hope so.
Brutus. I don't know any Brutus people. Yeah. So why do they call him Mad Captain Silva? Was my question.
Yeah, that's what. Probably
Like-
because they think he's crazy. From oh, we're gonna have treasure, and probably that's why. But
Yeah, maybe.
He's gone mad.
That might be it. Apparently he has heinous crimes because he killed some of them I'm guessing that's the acid killing that he's talking about, the heinous crimes.
Why
Yo,
can't you
shout
get a
out to
dude
this
named
lady.
Brutus, his first mate.
I don't remember her name, but I love her and everything that she's in. She's a pretty popular actress, right? Am I wrong? I'm gonna have to look her up.
I definitely think she looks familiar.
Probably.
I like how he's just giving her the eyeball, waiting, come on, give me
Help me out here. Let's go.
Right? And she's like, or here, okay, so here's everybody thinks that, right? Everybody's like, oh, he's just giving her the look. What if he's Jedi mind tricking her right now? That's what I was saying. Look at the way he looks at her. He's like, he's telling her what to say. Dude, I'm telling you, Jod's got more tricks up his sleeve
That's
than
not how the Force works.
Yes. Yes.
That was good.
Watch his face. Look at him. Look, it's almost like wizard shit, right? Like some Harry Potter wizard shit. Don't break eye contact, right? Watch him. I'm gonna risk playing it at risk of getting us shut down. Watch it. Watch the look on his face. He makes eye contact. She's like, what the fuck?
Maybe he just knows she's a stickler, you know?
Look,
No, I see what you see.
you see what I see?
Yeah, I see what you.
You
You
yeah.
see what
You
I
know what
see?
he also could be
He
doing,
finds
though?
the weakest mind in the room, which looks like her, let's say the most persuadable mind in the room.
Yeah, the
because
one that's
everybody's
probably the
seething.
most like by the code by the pirate book.
Well,
kinda
even still,
thing.
she's not seething. Everybody else in the room is like, throw him in the airlock, cut his head off, yeah, kick his ass, Seabass. Right? Like,
You know what it also could be though? He could have a little bit of like Anakin like premonition, like kind of see the future a little bit, like it's coming. He could see it happening.
I just feel like that's
just
Jedi
cocky.
mind trick. Like I mean, if I could see his hands, I want to see if his hands are like,
They're right in his crotch, man. They do not leave. If he's moving them, it's alarming.
exactly. I don't know, man. That just
Well, he's hiding one of them.
I just feel like it was
Sort
Jedi mind trick shit. That's just me, dude. I just feel like, yeah, they're okay, cool, stickler for the rules and, okay, cool, that could be it. But I don't know, man. I just feel like the way he's eyeballing her, I don't
He
know,
was the
man.
captain. You don't get the captain without knowing all your.
Did we
crew.
meet? Did we miss it?
He's like, you want to come on.
I don't know,
Do
man.
it.
She's like,
I think he's just cocky because he could see a little bit of what's going to happen. Like maybe not as strong as Anakin could. Yeah.
No. I
How
don't
did
think he's
Qui-Gon
got
guess
that.
what his power was? Anakin's in Phantom Menace. How do you just like guess it? Can you see things happen before they happen? I think a little bit. All Jedi could do that
I agree. Yes, they
to
can.
to a degree.
No,
So I
they
think
all
that's
can.
it's a mixture of that, and he's her captain. He knows she's gonna be the one that says so.
Which-
Yeah. What up? It's not how the Force works.
This is like
Yeah.
those few dumb pirates in the Caribbean movie when they're like, when she can't think of the word, and they're like, "Oh, a parlay. She wants a parlay with the captain," and they literally like gave him the answer here. It's
Yeah.
like, man, had him right where you wanted him.
Yeah, and I like how he poker faces them too at this point. He's like, it's not just Dooku was very persuasive vocally, so he could, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with it.
I wonder if he's gonna challenge this guy again.
Brutus.
Ooh,
He challenged the
I'd love
kid.
I'd love to see some dog on man crime. That's
Supposed to be his best friend.
Those are some good TikTok videos, man. That's some good stuff.
Oh, that adds to the symbolism, right? It's Brutus. He's a dog. He's supposed to be man's best friend.
Yeah.
He backstabs him.
So Jod takes his sweet time, right? During this equal time, I guess is what they call it. Doesn't seem very equal if you only have like this much time and everybody else gets like infinite time. So it doesn't seem like equal time, but I'll take it.
They took 20 seconds to set to the airlock.
Yeah. Right. And so he goes on he great monologue, right? Talks about being hungry. I'm hungry.
My
right?
dogs are hungry.
It felt very Tyrese in Fast and Furious 2.
We hungry.
We hungry. Right? That's kind of what it felt like to me. And then I'm surprised he didn't look at Brutus and be like, Brutus, you're hungry, dog. But he goes on this great monologue. How long have you
Purina.
been hungry? How long have we been left behind?
It was a good monologue.
It was a great monologue, right? Everybody starts, and then he pulls out the ace. I knew he had at least one left, this sneaky bastard. He talks to all his friends about, their biggest dreams because they've all been pirate buddies forever, right? So he telling this chick, you need a fleet. You're a good captain.
What
you
that
need
guy want a glowworm farm or some
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah. I think the same kind of farm they have in Mando. They show
Remember
us in
that
Mando.
worm farm you wanted?
Yeah. And then he brings out the old Republic credit, and everybody kind of shits their pants. Same one them kiddies had, right? I know where they make them. And then he brings up Tech Renaud. I have been talking to the guys about this theory. Was Tech Renaud possibly like Jod? Was he a force sensitive pirate, and that's why he had that reputation of walking in and taking whatever he wanted, because he had a lightsaber, right? So if he walked in being able to use the force and had a lightsaber, could he walk in and take whatever he wanted whenever he wanted? That's kind of the running thought I had at the moment, is like, well, you had a lightsaber in there, and but he didn't foresee his crew stabbing him in the back, whatever, they don't see everything, but could that have been one of the reasons he was so feared? Is that
Do it, you cowards.
um,
I want them to name this guy as a Nile or connect
Okay.
him to them somehow. I mean,
Well,
if we're talking about most infamous pirates in all of Star Wars, like that's basically what they tried to do during the High Republic era, was establish those guys as take what they want.
Look at Star Wars Santa's Discord. If you go to Star Wars Santa's Discord, somebody, I'm not going to say who, caught a really good freeze frame, and it looks like the same race as Hondo.
Mm.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
So
From the glitchy frame.
yeah,
That's
from
cool.
the hologram. If you go to
That's
Star Wars
cool.
Santa's,
I would be down with
Discord,
that.
he is the same as Hondo Naka. He's the same as the pirates we see Hondo rolling with. Same species, which is pretty ironic that they're pretty much pirates. You don't see a lot of those characters just rolling around the Republic.
I mean, he dead though.
He's dead for sure. And some people were saying, well, could he have taken over at Aden? And we saw the captain with the knife inside of him. That was the captain. The captain never made it off the ship. We heard Smee tell us
To Richard Donner.
the
Donner
story
backwards
of
Renaud.
yeah. We heard the story told by the crew that his concubine stabbed him, and then the joke was on them because he programmed the ship to, he locked the ship so they couldn't slow down, and it crashed. That's why the ship was upside fucking down and the crew was all dead, because they all died. So
They were dead because they died.
they were dead because they died.
Mm.
Upon
That part
impact, they
killed them.
died.
That's
That part
deep.
killed them. That crash, that killed them.
Yeah.
They were dead because they died. DED, dead. I don't know if
Where's the
anybody's got that
screen?
deep cut, but that was Men in Tights. But yeah, so we know that he, at least as far as I'm concerned, he didn't even make it off the ship on Ad-Ad. Like the ship crashed before any of the pirates got off of it, so no one ever conquered Ad-Ad, like the other planets. So they talk about Tech, and then they sing the song. This is something I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk playing it because, and I'm gonna risk it with volume, because they actually sing this song that I think is really important to this story, right? Because they talk about it in other episodes about the song that they all knew as kids and young pirates and shit. So.
Renard soared away, away,
Right. So Tack Renard soared away.
aboard the Onyx Cinder.
And pirates aren't very good with like harmonics or like making a song sound good, right? It always sounds like a pirate.
Being on beat.
And
Walk the plank
never was
for
he
that.
seen again.
And then he asks the pirates, what was the last line?
What's the last line?
What was the last line?
Can't say I remember no Atten.
I don't remember no Atten.
Can't say.
For at Atten, he did plunder.
So their song says that he plundered Atten, but we know better, right? Because our friendly robot.
Atten he did plunder.
It's a little bit better than We Are Many, right?
Well, I think I think it's better than a rule of one, rule of two, or whatever it is.
Saying stories are true.
I'm saying
And then he breaks out the coin, and shows them all, that they go through an argument, and then they stuff him at the airlock and tell him, you don't come through. You don't come through where you swim with the fishes, okay? That's basically what they told him without being in the water. So you go for a little ride. You go swim with the fishes, you barnacle. And then he shows him, they blew perfectly good luggage out of the airlock for no reason. I don't know whose luggage that was, but I'd be mad as a dog in a hubcap factory. And then we get back we get back to the kids, and one group is on their way up a ladder, the other group is following the crab robots, and then we find out why
Kids are. Can we hold on?
I thought that was.
We have to go
sweet
back.
for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
We have to go back. Kids are dumb. Kids are dumb. Really dumb. He's like, they can speak, they have intelligence, when all they're doing is mimicking the sound. It's like, bro, come on.
If
I love
anything,
that
they're
part. I'm
saying
like, my kid
follow
would do
too,
that.
because it's like, follow us. We're gonna
Yeah,
take you
yeah,
to
yeah.
your death.
We're gonna eat you. Follow us. Right? Yes. So yes, kids are dumb, right? And this is why everybody is up in arms. Is like, is Jod a good guy or a bad guy? Well, I think Jod, yes, wants the treasure, right? Yeah, obviously he's a greedy fucker, but
They're
I think
morons.
yeah, they're morons, right? Like they're little morons. And he's like, look, I can't leave my fate in the hands of little morons. The pirates are right outside the door. I can't leave my life in the hands of the little morons. And so he takes control, and that's it, right? Good.
He lit a saber upside down.
Nice cut, bro. Good cut, Stanley's. Good cut. The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. That is correct. That is a correct answer. Okay, so we get here. Then we find out more about KB. So apparently she had an accident of some sort, and that's why she's got a hollow head.
So if one made a prediction that said we will learn more about KB's medical condition this episode, do you think I get that point?
Yeah, I
So-
think you
Yeah.
definitely get that point for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's definitely point, because I mean, you learn she had an accident, and you learn why she has cybernetics. They're not just upgrades. So she obviously had a head trauma, and that her cybernetics is basically her CPU, is her brain. Because you notice as soon as they start fucking with her cybernetics, she almost like attitude adjustment, right? Oh, it's an accident, not a birth defect. Absolutely. Right. And it's not just an upgrade either. So it seems like now we know what the medical issue is the moms were freaking out about, because apparently she has maintenance like every day or every other day, it seems like, at home, because she mentions not having maintenance for days is not good. She's never had this kind of maintenance outdoors. So it seems like it's an every day or every night or every other day
Can't
occurrence.
get wet. That's rough.
Right. Yeah. All the corrosion from all the moisture in the lava or in the mud pits, right? All this salt and stuff, probably where they are, all this corrosion. So
It's got to be because that technology is just ancient, right?
that also, yes. Ancient, but also futuristic, right? Like, I mean, we've seen modders at this time on the Boba Fett timeline, and those modders are pretty sophisticated. We saw,
she needs to go visit the mod squad, right?
that's
now.
what I mean. They need to go to Tatooine and see Fennec, because Fennec's got some legit mods going on her in her
And for a
midsection.
couple extra credits, she can get herself a vessel.
so they talk about this. This was pretty fun. Watching Neil freak out. I love watching little Neil have these moments. He's just so animated. I just can't get enough of him.
I was thinking like use your trunk to like grab the next
To, like
step.
hold it. Yeah, so these guys have a little epiphany moment, whatever. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching them pick up all these like snail parts. This was very Jawa. I agree with Stanley's. This is very Jawa.
So this
So-
spot right after the scene, my wife like said immediately, she's like, that is like the most creative way I've ever seen to like give like a kid with disabilities representation on screen. She's like, that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this whole scene was cool.
yeah. I get, I didn't really look at it because I don't have little people, so I don't really see it like that. But yeah, I guess for kids that
Specifically
have-
when she's talking to the other kid about how like I can't do everything that other people
Mhm.
can do. Like that's how a little kid with something like that would say
Right.
a thing like that.
And knowing the audience, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Plus, it wasn't
well
corny or
acted by
forced
both
in.
of them.
Yeah.
No, it felt natural
well, I
Yeah.
mean, the
for the
acting,
characters in the story.
is very, for these being kids, the acting is very well done.
They impressed the hell out of me. The last episode with Fern and Wim too, and she's like, I can't do this. You should have been captain. That whole
Yeah.
scene too.
So this
Honestly,
is
I think they're all killing it, but Wim right now.
what.
He's not showing me a lot.
Hopefully he's a
I think
breakout.
that's
Everyone
his-
keeps calling him
that's
a
his
Jedi,
character
bro.
Right now.
Well, okay, so this is thank you, Scotty. You're exactly
Yeah.
going where I'm going. So they do this whole thing. I thought this was cool. They do a whole melting metal thing. I thought this was really cool. They made their own, little foundry out of robot wire and a little piece of dirt, hole in dirt. I thought that was really fun. And then,
Probably very hot, but
yeah, I mean,
Star Wars.
Star Wars, I like how she's wearing gloves and he's not, and
Yeah.
she, she could be like, take my gloves, don't burn your hands, but whatever.
Can't move.
And then he picks up the mold like right away and just blows on it, and it's like not hot
Yeah.
at all. But that's again Star Wars, Frozen Moon. We'll call
He's
it.
not a
W.
very bright kid.
Um, and then, Wim has a moment where he's about, and this is what I'm saying. I think her cybernetics are actually connected. Are actually her CPU, because as soon as she kind of powers back up, she like jumps up. She
Mhm.
doesn't just sit up. She's like, boom, I'm up. Right. So she gets up. Right. So ops check. Okay. All right. All right. Good. Okay. Fingers, 10 toes, 10 fingers, 10 toes. And then she says what Scotty just said, which was, yeah, total system shut down. There you go.
Mhm.
So she calls him a Jedi. Now, I've been saying this since the episode when we got on the ship with Jod. I think Jod senses the Force in him. And I think that's why when he was feeling the way he's feeling and all of this is because he can sense the unlocked potential in him. He can feel it. And that's why he sat down and had that talk with him about,
Mm,
your
your reality, etc.
your
etc.
focus
Yeah.
focus sets your reality, and all of these little teachings that the Jedi used to say, because he sees it in him, and he kind of knows that it's there, and they keep hinting at it. Like this scene
What-
right here is like, oh, thank you, anyways, thanks Jedi.
Thanks, Jedi.
Right. And
What
it's
other hints though, besides like a foreshadow there, I guess, if you want to call
well,
it.
I mean, if you keep seeing his obsession, number one, with the Jedi, right? So there's kind of a hint.
He has a calling of a higher purpose. Like,
Right.
Could he be the broom boy in Ryan Johnson's
Ah,
next
come
trilogy?
on. That would require him to be a slave.
We don't need to talk
Come
about
on.
that either.
And to have been on Canto Bite.
I
I do think it's
kinda
cool, though,
is on a
because-
Canto Bite like planet.
If you think about it being a hidden planet, it's like the Jedi were never here. The Jedi have never come here,
That's what I'm
never like basically went through all their kids and tested them like they do. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. It seems if it's a truly hidden planet, nobody's come calling, Sith or Jedi, right? It's been completely off the map, and you
He's
know,
gonna meet that lightsaber droid. And he's gonna be like, I thought Sabine was the worst Jedi I've ever seen
So it's like-
yes.
until I met you.
Anyway, thanks, Jedi.
right? So they just hint it. They've hinted it a couple times. You know, Jod talking to him about it. His intense obsession with the Jedi in general. The stories of whatever they're reading, right? Whatever stories they're allowing them to have in their little planet off the world. Oh, what up, Dan? Oh, Dan's in church. I didn't. Man, New Year's Eve church. Man, pray for a good year. Yeah, so it just seems like they keep hinting at this, you know. I think would be even more ironic if he was, because he lit the lightsaber upside down. I think it would be even more of I think that was kind of almost a rope-a-dope, if you will.
Hilarious.
As to his that's my call. That's what I've been saying for a while. So anyway, they move forward. We see the solution. You know, he is holding on with his trunk, if you notice, just like
Swear to
what you
God,
said.
every still you catch of this guy, I'm just like,
It's fantastic, right? So he is holding on with his trunk, if you notice, just like you said. So
yeah.
he's doing the thing. We see him. There's another one. Looks like he's having a Zen moment there. So you see them tie a rope around him to help him get up, because obviously he's not tall enough to get up.
I just want to leave it on this to see if we can break Nerd Mafia. Just to see how long he can go.
Woo! All right.
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so good. Okay, and then we see the ship getting carried away. Then we see the home from the crabs. I didn't know what they were saying at first. Home, and then we see giant crab. I like how Wim talks to him like he's that giant squid guy in the mud baths, right? Because they thought that was a monster, and he ended up being like a nice sentient being. So I like how Wim's like, "Hi."
Oh, another sentient gentleman. How are you?
And he's like, "Sir."
Yeah, that was good.
It just shows his naivety, right? Like, he is the most naive out of all of them. Like, Neil looks the most innocent and the most naive, but it's Wim all day, every day, twice on Sundays. He is the most obtuse, oblivious fucking one of character they've made.
He
on
even
this
says it. He even says, "I always keep confusing the good guys."
Yeah. I like how these little guys are like, "Oh shit, trouble." Trouble.
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, y'all are in for some shit." They think we're food.
I was like, it's not a big robot, though. This is kind of weird.
Which one?
The crab, the giant crab. It's
don't
like a
think-
monster, right? It's not like a robot creation. So why does it have robot minions? Like,
it's just a big crab.
Yeah, so why does he have a legion of robots? Like,
No,
those
they're
are-
like hermit crabs.
they're
They're
like-
wearing.
I'm
I
saying
think they're all-
robots. That's not even the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That's not how the
Why
Star
they're
Wars
mimicking?
works.
I'm not sure.
Well, they're
It's
the
Mama.
they're the babies, right? This is like the spiders in Mandalorian. This is like,
It's not though, because the spiders weren't droids. He's not pooping out droids. Like,
but they're not droids. They're just
They're not. They're
hermit
wearing
crabs.
whatever shells they can
Yeah,
find.
they're like hermit crabs.
They're hermit
They're
crabs.
wearing
Alright.
Yeah. That's what threw me off. I was like,
they're
what
wearing the
hell
hell is
prosthetics.
happening?
Nobody's sitting in a lab going, "Come here, my little."
Why
crab
they can
friends."
talk or repeat or mimic
Yeah,
sounds.
that is weird.
Just yeah.
That is super creepy.
Follow me.
I legit thought they were little droids the whole time. I was like, what is happening?
No, they're just little crabs.
That makes more sense.
So they
Little
jump. You know,
crabs. Just
these
some
two.
penicillin, be just fine.
Yeah. You don't have to. Yeah, just a brush, a comb, some penicillin, you'll be fine.
Unless you're allergic.
So yeah, Wim goes through this this moment, and then I want to see that. This is what Scotty was talking about. How come I'm always wrong about who's the good guy, right?
You're a moron.
Because you're a moron.
Stupid ass kid.
Right. And then we see these two assholes who just happen to jump on a barge. Right, these two just jump on a barge together, and all of a sudden, she's got remote control pilot access of this thing out of nowhere. Right, she's like, "Oh, look, here's the control panel," and all of a sudden, she's flying.
She's flying just one of them.
Yeah,
randomly,
which is hilarious.
Which is strong enough to pull the other three in that direction.
Right. Star Wars.
Anyway,
Okay? That's Star Wars physics. Okay,
movie
with
logic.
There you go. There's another one for you, Mafia. There you go.
You gotta get that clip with the Harrison Ford one. It's not how the Force works.
It's not how the Force works.
That's part of the sequel. Harrison Ford. It's all downhill after he left.
Left or got killed, whatever. Yeah. So we see Fern is piloting this freighter hauler. And everybody gets thrown off with no harm, no foul, right?
He says we're getting good at falling.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And I felt that.
Neil was Wim's like, that was amazing. He's like, this kid, every time they get hurt or get thrown from something or like something awful happens, he's like, bro, that was cool as shit. Right? Oh, we got off the planet. We don't know where we are. We could die of food starvation, but that was cool as shit. Right? And then of course, KB's like, let's hope that's the last time we have to fall. Let's see if we can find another good Neil pose here. Any broken bones? And they no. Yeah, that was amazing. And we're getting good at falling. So, yeah, that's not a good skill to have. These two reconcile. Everybody's amazing. You're amazing. I'm amazing. That's great. There's still a giant fucking crab that just destroyed your ship. Now, this was probably this is the scene from the trailer, right? So we're finally caught up. I think we're all caught up on trailer scenes. I think there's one more.
There's like
one more
scene,
with Jod and the kids reconciled together, and he's got the lightsaber on his hip. I think there's one more.
Santa was saying it doesn't look like the same lightsaber he pulled from the.
It absolutely is.
No, dude. When I first saw the trailer too, I've been waiting to see this lightsaber the whole time, and I haven't seen it.
You don't think it's the same one?
I don't think it is. I thought it has a bigger top emitter. This other one that they just found is like very sleek, looking like a High Republic. I think, anyway. I don't know.
No, there are two of them.
We could try to find the image from the trailer.
Saying you're looking for a girthier saber.
Yeah, thick.
Looking for something a little
okay, so this happens to be probably my favorite scene in this whole episode.
The makeover?
Right? Yes, the makeover. So we see the recycling center.
I think I scared Brogu away.
The trash compactor.
The trash compactor. There we go. So everybody's like, we got to save the ship. So everybody runs towards the ship. KB remembers how to, turn on those switches because apparently that cybernetic is like a CPU. She just remembers every keystroke. So everything that he did, she's like
checks out.
Click, 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 click. Right? Nope, we're on board. Then who's gonna fly as she goes and plugs into the ship's computer. Blah blah blah. And then of course Neil's flying again. So engines get going. This thing starts eating the ship.
Like even those electronic lawnmowers know when to go around.
Yeah, this thing is eating metal. So it's chomped too hard. Chomped is the word. Chomped too hard. And then we get to this button. Now, I wasn't expecting this. I don't know about the rest of the kids in the panel. I wasn't
It
really.
was a surprise to be sure, but a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely was a surprise. We talk about.
Well, now we know why they mentioned it in the beginning. I thought it was
Yes.
just gonna blow up the whole.
I thought it was a self-destruct, but they call it something. They call it like the automated
It's a whole self-destruct.
whole
sequence.
self-destruct
whole-
sequence.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a whole self-destruct. He said never touch it.
It was the pull-out button.
I mean, yeah, I can't.
That's what they did.
I can't say no because it's true. And so what do we do now?
Pull out.
Okay, so
Just
so on
proceed.
so on a serious note, here's the
Jeez.
analogy that I take from this, because every kid right now is acting as a separate member of the crew. So you have the pilot, you have KB, who's the engineer, the mechanic. You have Neil, I guess, would be a pilot too, but Wim
Who's the
is
other
in the
pilot?
Well, Neil's
Wim is in the
Neil's the
the
pilot.
gunner.
She's the navigator or second seat.
mhm.
KB's the mech or the tech,
and
then-
Wim is the gunner.
and Wim is the idiot.
So
gunner.
they have all now assumed their roles as the skeleton crew, and this is like a metamorphosis of the ship turning into a completely different ship, and the kids actually accepting all their roles as the skeleton crew. I think
That's
they know
very
how to fly the ship
That's
and operate
fair.
this ship without Jod now.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
they're
very
gonna
well
get back.
put, sir.
Yeah,
That
they
was
also have the coordinates. So
That was a very well
Hmm.
thought out, eloquent,
Hmm.
thoughtful.
Oh no, sorry, the Luke.
Thoughtful argument.
At no point during your ramblings did you make anything close to a point. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Objection, sir. I said objection.
put a rancor to sleep.
He put a rancor to sleep, sir. I object to this line of questioning, and I request a recess so that we can assess what has been I said a fortune today. So she asked for the emergency hold demolition sequence. Now, I thought this was just going to blow the whole ship up and the show was over right here. I was like, cool, show's over, game
Imagine
over.
that.
All the kids are dead and it's just Jod left. That's why they call it Skeleton Crew, because they're all skeletons.
Oh my god. Every still, bro. It just gets you. Jesus.
Just said, "Oh my god," out loud.
Just look at him.
Can we get through a frame?
Holy shit.
No, he didn't. He just lands in the perfect spot every time.
He's so worried.
The best physical acting performance ever.
It's
By
so
this guy.
good.
Like, look at his face.
It's so good.
And you can even mess with the subtitles. Be like, he said he wouldn't touch. No.
Oh my god! You can see
on,
the memes you come out with
My
tomorrow.
camp counselor said he
Come on,
wouldn't.
come on, little boy. You want some candy? Come on,
The
Chris.
neighbor.
Come on, Chris. You want some candy?
You said you wouldn't touch that.
Oh,
How's
fuck.
it going?
How's it going, Chris? Would you want some candy? Come on, Neil. Bring your little elephant trunk over here. You want some candy? Oh,
Seen that
God.
ass in a while.
You're killing me.
me.
So he said never touch it. There you go. You could just insert that subtitle on Neil's face. He said never touch it. And then
He'll show us on the doll where he's.
so show us there you go. There you go.
You guys gotta hold it together, man.
Oh my god!
Relax.
I might have to make that. Oh, I can make that my desktop on my phone. Flat screen. This adorable little bastard.
Okay. So we see the explosions begin, and everybody. I think the rest of us were on the same lines. that we were gonna watch the self-destruct. It's got me worse than it's got him. God damn, that's funny.
They die now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was like. Okay, we died now. Fuck it. I thought it was just gonna be an escape pod. I thought that the it was just going to be an escape pod where the what would you call that? The captain's seat. What would you call that? The command center,
Yeah.
basically. The
Mhm.
command level was going to just take off into space, you know, kind of like a emergency, kind of like the Millennium Falcon emergency pod, right? I thought
Said
something
there was
like
a
that.
lot of friction, and then it kind of just like ejaculated.
Yeah,
a,
it was kind of crazy because you weren't sure what it was going to be,
a
but
vessel.
it turned out
Vessel.
it turned
Birth.
out to like shed its
Ejected?
skin, right? It was really weird, right? It was like it just kind of started to shed its skin, and it was basically taking off all of the extra armament, right? So whatever. Now, did they put that on just for the At-Adin mission? And thank you, Stanley's escape pod.
Dude,
I
what
don't
a
think-
dope failsafe for a pirate ship. Like
Hell
for
yeah.
sure, right? But like
now,
that's my thought
now
of-
not only did you save your ship, but your ship's fucking unrecognizable.
and it's completely
No
different.
one's seen this ship flying around looking like this.
Almost had it that time.
Yeah. But I mean,
Gotta be quicker than that.
you got but it was really crazy because you watch the ship completely take off like the armament, the external hull. What we think is the entire hull of the ship, it just took off like the armament, like the extra plating. It looked like they added to the ship for
Bro,
maybe the entrance to At-Adin, because because they had already gone to the other planets, they knew that there were like real heavy defenses, right? With the gunners, because it seems like they got there to, what was the planet they went at?
Seems
Chula?
like a plot device. No, I'm just
At Akron, right? So they go to At Akron. It's already a dystopian society, right? It's already gone through its fall, right? It's already been at war. So they get there, and Smee says that. He's like, "Oh, I remember these pirates. I remember seeing them when we got off." So they went through that whole thing already. But then you get there and they're like, "Oh, look at all that we found out about At-Adin. Maybe they beefed up the hull after going there because they knew they were going to have to go through the barrier. They saw the school that had the cannons, and they were like, shit, we're going to encounter these cannons coming into At-Adin. So maybe they beefed up the hull, and that's what that was just the preparation for the defenses on At-Adin. And then they could do this. This was just remove the hull so that we could fly away, right? If it got
Either
really
way, it
bad.
looks way better now too.
It looks like a way cooler ship. It doesn't look so ancient, right? Now it looks like maybe a High Republic ship, right? Maybe now it's got that sleeker look to it. So the kids fly away, and this is what they're left with. Now, it kind of reminds me of the ship that we saw in Andor. The design of
Lucian?
of Lucian's ship.
I haven't seen it in a while.
a little. I get what you're saying.
You know, not identical,
Lupin.
just the design overall looks very similar. The sleek design, multiple engines. I'm curious if the cannons, it looks like there's still the upper and lower cannon
What kind of
decks.
boat build?
So,
See if any of us actually knew what a hull was. First episode, we probably would have guessed this better.
right. And then, we see our engineer fighting a fire in hyperspace or in space. And then we see the gunners. Obviously, one of the gunner turrets still works on the scaled down skeleton version of that ship, right? This is the skeleton version.
Kind of like a skeleton
version of that. Claims he's on the new ship. So, see, he claimed it as a new ship.
Yeah.
So,
it's kind of like a skeleton with
funny.
a crew.
yeah, skeleton, and then they're the crew. So he's got claims he's on the new ship, so he's the new captain apparently.
So it's almost like a brisk we just watched.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yes. And there, and here's the final,
I love it.
Or
Scotty's face,
or the evolution.
Okay, guys.
If it, and there's the final look
I
at
don't
the
think it
ship.
hit.
And and then I think that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
And
badass now.
it looks badass
Yeah.
now. Right, but no one's going to recognize it. Like you said, they're looking for a beefy, the beefy Onyx Cinder. They're not looking for this.
They're
Yeah,
not
they have
looking
no
for
idea
a
what it is.
skeleton.
Right, they're not looking for
thick
this.
beef.
They're not looking
shiny
for the
pencil.
exoskeleton of it. And then that's it. So I mean, look, there's a lot to take away. There's a bunch to take away here, right? There's a lot going on. Yeah, same, just like this is very James Bond. It had that same feeling, right? The only thing would have been better is if they got rid of that exoskeleton while they were, in a flight battle. That would have been the only cooler thing, is like in the middle of a flight battle, it just explodes into a smaller ship. But that's about it.
What happens if they push it again?
I don't think it works anymore.
Reminded me of Christian Bale's.
Onyx Leaner.
It reminded me of Christian Bale's Batmobile and how it gets all fucked up, and then the Bat bike comes out of the side of it.
Yeah, It birthed its own little.
Really
it looked
cool.
like more of a birthing than anything, but call
Yeah,
it
it was
what you
cool.
want. Justice.
Hey,
League.
there you
go.
go.
Honored member.
DC's
I
back, baby.
don't know where this came from.
mean, so are we liking where this is going? Because this
Slower
is,
burn than I would like, but I just want more story because it's so good, I guess.
But is it a slow burn? I mean, what was that? Like a 25-minute episode?
I feel like this episode was a little slower.
34, so it was probably like 29 total,
I mean, short
Of actual-
episodes. Bryce Dallas Howard has I think Bryce Dallas Howard has the best track record of any director that they've had on these shows. I think every one of her episodes is fire. I don't understand why they don't just give her a show or a movie and just call it, man. Like, she is the best overall director you have had on consistent Star Wars.
Give her the Rey movie.
Dude, give her anything. She
Yeah.
gets-
Whoa,
Straight up.
Whoa.
Give her any movie, any show, right? Give her Kenobi season 2.
I'm-
Give her Boba season 2. Give her something where it matters, right? I mean, look, yes, the Rey movie matters. The Dawn of the Jedi matters. The Sean Levy, having Sean Levy matters. John
You said
Watt.
give her something that matters and Boba Fett season 2 in the same sentence.
I think
What is
that's
going on?
important. I think that's important. I think that story is still really important. I think bringing him into the fold is the most important thing that they have left to do in the Mando series. In
Not with the
Mando-
whole show, though. You don't have to do that with the whole show.
Absolutely.
Oh, you know who they can give the Ray movie to? It's this new guy on the scene. It's first name is Tay, like T-H-E, really weird, and then last name Shelf.
The Shelf.
It's-
I mean, I haven't seen a script. I don't.
Scotty's he's going ready to go to war.
He's like, hold on. Let me fix my glasses before I have to take them off. Look, honestly, the Rey movie, the sequel trilogy era sequels, the sequels.
Careful, Phil's going to come out in the chat.
If Finn isn't in it, if John Boyega doesn't show up, it's a misstep. Automatically, do not pass go. Like, honestly, if you don't have everybody on board, it's a bust. I'm sorry. It's the same way you could not have done the sequel trilogy movies without Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. And I don't think you can do the sequel trilogy without John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and potentially even Adam Driver as a Force Ghost in some way or something like that. I don't think you can further that story without the three of them together again, or without at least John Boyega and Daisy. I don't think you can do it. I think if it's only Daisy, it's a bust. If it's Daisy and Force Ghost Mark Hamill, it's a bust. Automatically, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
What if it's just Oscar Isaac?
I mean, I've said my piece.
I might be more interested in that story. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Poe?
Bro, bring back Zori Bliss, too.
What story do you
I'm
actually
down
want
with
to hear
that.
with that? Though? So it was supposed to be like
Are you talking about
40 years in
the
future?
sequels?
With
No,
who?
the race. Yeah, the Ray movie they're talking about.
I mean,
They're talking about way in the future. Like what?
Force jump. Stupid.
Do you actually want?
Didn't learn the
this
first
story?
time.
I mean, it's a tough sell. I mean, if you talk about, the potential of, John Boyega becoming a Jedi, if that kind of stuff, I just don't see the villain. I don't see who the big villain is at this point, right?
I think it'd be messed up if they just make her bring back the Jedi Order, but better. You know, and
but
instead of Luke, it'd be like that'd be fine.
you have to have an enemy, right? You have to have an
That's what I'm
enemy,
saying.
and
I
the
don't know
only
where you go with this.
the only way. I mean, as stupid as this is about to sound, the only way that you do that is you you bring out Abeloth and Ahsoka. You beat her. You can't kill her, so you trap her in the movie where everybody comes together to beat the big bad, which is her. You trap her again, and then it's a Rey, John Boyega. Somebody releases Abeloth again, right? It's that repeating story again, right? It's a dangerous slope, man. I don't know where they go. That's why I'm not too worried about it right now. I would like to see them put more focus on the Dawn of the Jedi. I'm
nervous for what they do with that too.
The Dawn of the Jedi. You're talking about the Levy or the
Is Sean Levy doing that one?
No. Sean Levy was supposed to do Rey.
No, it's Mangold. I thought
Mangold.
That's the one I think they should be focusing on. I think that's the one that has the most interest.
It's also got the most potential to screw it up.
But
that should be Disney putting their stamp on what their Star Wars is.
But how would you screw that up? All you have to do is show the divide, right? All you have to do in the Dawn of the Jedi is show the birth of the Force and then the divide between the factions.
How many projects did we say all they had to do was actually give us a gangster movie for Boba Fett? All they had to do was, you know what I'm saying? It's just.
I understand.
Mangold wanted to do that.
I understand what they did with Boba, though. I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to build this.
I mean, I hope they do something awesome. I feel like I'm nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous on any projects. I mean, really, I'm nervous for all projects until they're out. I mean, I'm still nervous for the Endoskeleton Crew. As much greatness as it is, there's still a lot of room to fuck it up.
I also think you don't even need to go that far back. Like, just go to the Knights of the Old Republic. What everybody wants.
But again, you give us what we want, and then the fans will shit on it. So it doesn't. That's moot because that's exactly what Acolyte was. And look at what happened to Acolyte.
That was not what everybody was asking.
Sure, it was. It was a different era. It was a different era of Star Wars.
Characters were, so it was all like
no, but that's exactly what everybody was clamoring for. Get us out of the Skywalker Star Wars saga. Get us away from the
Revan.
Get us away from the Rey future stuff. Put us somewhere.
I will say it was close enough to the Skywalker saga and bringing in Plagueis and all that to where it's still, in terms of live action, it's still pretty close to the same timeline that we've been to, even if it was like, a year, 100 years before. But
right, but it was still something outside of the usual suspects.
It was for sure new, and I'm not like when I watched through it and like did my own little reactions that I never released. Like one of the things I said and that I love the most about the show was the fact that it was a new era and that we were seeing cool new stuff in this new era of Star Wars we've never been to. And it's kind of sad that got canceled for the moment. But yeah, it's cool seeing new eras of Star Wars and just different parts of Star Wars like that.
Well, that's why this is so much fun.
Yeah.
We've seen a lightsaber once, right? And it was an accident, right? Like that's what's making this so much fun is it's something different. It's away from the usual suspects. Yeah, we see a character or two to put us in time, but we don't have the baggage of the other shows on this show, right? That's, Boba Fett tried to piggyback on Mando's hype, and in doing that, they fucked up because that was the most fun stuff on that season of Boba, right? So a lot of what they were trying to do with Book of Boba backfired. And I think to correct that and give Tim the movie and the show that he wants, I think putting all those stories back into the same fold, Acolyte's getting a bad rap because it costs so much. And then they come out with Andor season 2 was double the price of Andor or Acolyte, right? So like it's dollar amount doesn't mean anything to them.
No.
Right? Disney Plus doesn't. Everybody looks at this like
Disney's losing. They're losing. They're not doing it right. They're losing and they're fucking up.
No, they're not. They don't care. how much money they have to put into these shows because that's not where they're making their money. If
It's
you
not
think they're
about
making
the money.
it's not about the money. It's about pushing the story forward and merch. It's about merch.
Sounds like
Right?
Joker.
They make all their money
Bro,
on
this Ghost Ship, speaking of merch, is chilling on my dining room table. My son is like loving it.
You're talking
I
about
just
which
set
one?
The Ghost Ship I just got, the HasLab one. I think I sent sheep pictures. Dude, like he's loving it. He's just climbing on my dining room table playing with all. I'm like, look, here's the rules. It stays here. Play with as much as you want. Nothing leaves the table. And he's just sitting there like putting them in different spots. Like it's awesome.
But that's it. Look, they're not Disney's putting out other movies that are at the box office, right? They did the Deadpool, they did the Wicked, they're doing all the Pixar and whatever, right? They're releasing those cinematically. No Star Wars has been released cinematically since episode 9. Right? Disney Plus is a write-off. Right? I'm sorry. I understand that people look at these dollar amounts and look at it like, oh, they're going to bankrupt Disney. They're going to bankrupt Disney. Where's the leak? Who's stealing this money? Right? What you're not looking at is the product. Do you understand how much these guys make to do shamuking? Do you know how much these people make doing all of this Unreal Engine building and all these world buildings and all this CGI? Do you know how much this shit costs? Do you know how much the computer and the server space costs for this kind of stuff? Right? You look at these price tags and you are insulted or think that this is a way. They bought Star Wars for billions of dollars. It's all Disney Plus could be completely written off as far as the tax books are concerned. As a loss. And the books as far as they're concerned. They don't care how much the shows cost. What they care about is the backlash. Right? And so Andor coming out with a $645 million price tag doesn't mean shit when you look at the product. Look at what the Gilroys did with season 1. That show was gorgeous.
And it was mostly met with positive reviews. So
it was gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great show.
Right? But
I'm a downer.
What's that?
This show, I'm just thinking about it, like the vibes from it.
Which one?
I'm just like Andor. It's just like depressing, just because
It
you're going through like the rebellion.
yeah.
And all that.
But it's
when you think about this show, how fun is this?
But
You
it's
know?
supposed to be a downer. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be. It's supposed
No,
to
I
be in
know.
the time of biggest oppression. That's what I
Oh,
love
it
the
leads
most.
to a story where
Yeah.
everyone sacrifices their lives.
It
So
leads-
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying
It was
you really,
basically.
I haven't really thought about it much.
It
like,
was
'cause this show's
basically
just,
the
like,
story
really
of a
fun.
It's
chain
fucked
gang.
up.
It was a chain gang, dude. If this was a show set in the 1930s America, it would be a bunch of guys on a chain gang building the railroads, right? These were a bunch of slaves building the ultimate weapon, bro. This was the mind-blowing shit that went on in Andor is still unappreciated, right?
It's the same with
Palpatine-
Rogue One.
Palpatine used slave labor
I can't
to
swim.
build the ultimate weapon
That's
at the
so fucked
cost
up.
of the people, bro. Fucking awesome. What an awesome story.
I can't swim.
It's so
Right?
fucked up.
Oh, it's so fucked up. Right? But I mean, that's the thing is how we're not living in the time of practical effects anymore. Right? We're living in a time
Sure,
of
were a lot of them in the show we're watching though.
But look, we're living in a
Mhm.
time of like robotic Grogu's and
that's practical.
and fucking mocap
Robotically practical.
robotically practical, but that's not a puppeteer, is my point. We're not using hands and fucking voices anymore. You
Yeah,
have a
but
whole
I
tech
mean,
department to run a Grogu. You have
My
a literal
mind is not
an
doing it with
8
CGI. that
you've
it's
got an
just-
8-person crew to make that Grogu go like this. right?
That
There's eight
sounds practical to me.
There's 8 motherfuckers. That's not practical. That's technological. Practical
many-
is sticking a puppet, is sticking a fucking a
Okay.
Yoda up his butt and going.
Okay, okay, man. So,
Right?
so what would you call the original Jurassic Park?
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, again, I
Call
don't think
that
those.
practical.
I
or
don't
would you
think
call
the.
that-
I don't think the giant dinosaur head is a practical.
That's a technological.
That's a
advancement.
technological advancement. I don't think it's a practical prop, right? A sword is a practical, right? I don't think an animatronic head that's 16 feet tall,
We're
is a
getting
practical
minutiae here,
effect.
but yeah, I don't think that's
right?
really
I think that's a
practical.
technological marvel, right? I think green screen is a technological. I don't think green screen is practical. Now maybe
No,
in
Yeah.
this, now maybe in this
think
day and age
in
it's
my
more
mind
practical.
in my mind, as soon as like the
Pra-
whatever kind of computer
put it this
animation
way:
you do,
practical
that's
is
when it's
in
not
like you could do it. Could you make the volume? No, that's not practical.
I couldn't make their Grogu either.
No,
practical.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah,
But
the
I-
volume
but I-
is not
but I-
practical. Green
But I
screen's
could
not
get a
practical,
Yoda
but-
puppet and sit here with
Well,
a
green
Yoda
screen's
puppet
more practical.
and
than
take
that.
it to him, my will. Right? That's what I figure.
But technically,
It's
in the
still
80s, I couldn't
technological.
use a green screen and do what I'm doing now because I don't have the computer technology.
Right, but at the same time,
Oh,
I
so
feel like
technological.
puppet Yoda is a practical effect, right? The puppeteers is a practical effect. The digital Yoda is an addition. The
All right, so
mecha-
KG says we're stupid for talking because we're basically it's both.
yeah, it was. Yes, it was. But at the same time, even these technological advancements, like the mechanical Grogu, is still not a practical.
Can we just go back to a still of veal?
Yes, we can absolutely. Here, and you know
Remember
what?
when they used CGI for that girl to do gymnastics and defeat that Velociraptor? That was crazy.
What?
Which one was that?
So
You guys don't
CGI?
remember?
Shut up. Get outta
Jurassic
here.
Park when the girl was doing the solo single bar and kicking the Velociraptor in the face. No one remembers
That was not CGI.
Jurassic Park
was it?
3. Jurassic Park 3. Not the girl, bro. God, chat.
KG's like, you're crazy, man. Where's Grogu?
There you go. There's your Zen Neil for the day. There's Neil.
Loud rumbling.
Loud rumbling. There's Neil. Oh no!
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Where am I? Who crapped my pants? Oh no, Rick.
Is there a new season of that coming out anytime soon? Besides
Yeah,
the-
season 8 just released on HBO Max.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
Not the like weird anime.
No,
one
like
they
they
did.
a new season is coming out on Max. If it's not out already, it's coming out real soon.
I gotta get on that.
Oh,
I forget where they
Rick.
even left off.
Oh no, Rick. And that's what I think of when I see Neil. I'm like, oh, Rick, we're in trouble now.
Oh, jeez.
So what's the prognosis? Is this gonna be cliffhanger ending the next 2 episodes, or are we gonna actually get to add in this episode, or is this gonna end here? Are we gonna get a sequel? Like, where are we at? You guys are.
We're going back. It's been the trailer footage shows we're going back, but yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen when they get back though. That's the
Well,
weird part.
both the Brutus crew and the Kid group now have the coordinates to add, and so you would think they're probably going there next episode.
Mm-hmm.
You think next?
It's
or
just-
no,
it's
we're
just-
getting the flashback one though, allegedly, right?
I don't
Episode
know.
7 is supposed to have
maybe.
the big Jod reveals in episode
Cool.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's never
Jude
longer than
Law.
like a half-hour episode, so that should be it.
Mm.
Right?
Okay. Well, then I would think that the kids
Well-
also get there first because KB already has it in her head, whereas SM33 was like knocked out, and he's the one that has the coordinates for them.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I figured. Well, I mean, Jod had seen them, but I think they do have.
It's
they
in
might,
Smee, and they just got
they
him,
might have
so
to
they
wake
gotta-
up Smee
Smee, wake up!
to get the coordinates, and then, like you said, it's just a matter of, are the kids going to be able to figure out how to enter hyperspace coordinates? Is their hyperdrive online after the fire? Like, are there going to be repairs that need to be done? So is it going to be a race to there? But it looks like in the last frame of the trailer we haven't seen yet, it looks like they get there together. So does Jod
Yeah.
take an escape pod to get to the Onyx Cinder, and then they self-destruct. You know, does he self-destruct the pirates?
Yeah. You almost wonder
ship?
how a flashback of Jod would fit into them heading back to.
Well, it would
Yeah,
almost
that's
seem.
where I'm at too.
Well, it would almost seem like him doing the right thing would be the flashback, right? That he's been ignoring all the teachings that he was taught all these years to just be a pirate and out for himself. It seems like when maybe they're going to come up on the kids at the same time out in the outer atmosphere or in the outer reaches of Ad-Atten, like they're going to kind of at the same time, and then the kids are going to get shot at, right? That's why, like you said, everybody's assuming their position. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, you know, Wim's going to be shooting back. They're going to be dodging the pirates. And then Jod is going to have to make a decision, save the kids or be a filthy pirate, right? And so that might cause his flashback. And then he's going to have to like self-destruct the ship or sacrifice, sacrifice the pirate life to be the noble man. And that's
I'm gonna piggyback off of this too, because I love that idea. Like, he knows all the teachings. He is word for word saying the quotes, hitting all the points. I think it'd be amazing if this is like his coming out party. He fully realizes himself as a Jedi. He has a lightsaber, maybe two now, who knows, depending on how you view the trailer. But like, it really brings me back, and this is probably not an episode that people found to be their favorite as I did, but the Village Bride episode in Visions is an episode where a young Jedi has not been practicing the Force. She wears a mask over her face to cover a scar. And by the end of that, she is saving the village from these people that come down, these raiders. I think it'd be really cool to have Jod do that same thing, save Ad-Atten, save the kids. And I don't know, like, does he know other Jedi that are out there? We don't know anything about this guy. I hope it's a big reveal. I hope it's not something just... I hope that it's not a bubble in the Mandoverse. I want big discoveries. I feel like this is a jewel of the old Republic. Like, give me something, bro.
Well, I'm gonna jump on what you're saying. So look, you're saying that you think that that the last frame from the trailer that we haven't seen yet is a different lightsaber than the one he finds in Renaud's.
Yeah, I'd like to try to find the trailer that they
treasure
showed it
room.
in, but
okay. The only reason that I'm going to piggyback off of you on that, and I'm going to go with you on that, is the ship that they are on now used to be Jod's. He used to be the captain, and Brute Dog used to be the first mate, right? Okay. Brutus Dog used to be the first mate. So I'm going to piggyback on your theory and say that he's had his lightsaber the whole time on that ship and he hid it. And being as it's his ship, he knows where he hid his special treasures, and that his lightsaber, he's going to take, that's what's going to make him like give us the flashback and be that moment of reconciliation, is that he's going to remember who he was taught to be, save the kids, maybe not destroy the ship, but definitely escape pod to their ship so they land together on Ad-Atten. But I think if it's not the same lightsaber, then that's definitely his from when he was young, right? That's definitely his lightsaber that he had still on the ship, hidden from everybody. So if, we'll see. I think it might be the same saber that was in the treasure room.
Yeah, and I don't know. Someone just said it was in a trailer. I don't remember seeing it.
It seems like the next episode is going to be the Jod come back to Jesus moment, right? Like, come back to the light side, come back to your teachings, and then save the kids. Get to Ad-Atten, bless you. Get to Ad-Atten, Gesundheit. Get to Ad-Atten, and then yeah, maybe help them ward off the pirates. Maybe help them defeat the droid overlords, and find out what's really going on. But
that could be it too, because like the droids could probably handle those pirates.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
Although I just really think it's hilarious that every time these pirates encounter like the crew or Jod, the most valuable thing there is Smee and they immediately just incapacitate.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ruin them.
They're just like, droid, fight, help, and he's like, he just gets shot and ion blasted the second he utters a word. And I like how he came out with treasure too. I'm just gonna say that
He
out
was
loud. Like he was covered in treasure also. Like that droid is a pirate's life for him, right? He has sworn the creed to the pirate's life because the second they pop out of the hole, the manhole, he's got all this treasure all over him. I mean, it's just brilliant. It's just good writing. This show has been.
Honestly, it's my favorite Star Wars show.
Look at him.
Out of all of them they put out.
Look at him. Look at all that,
Having the
look at all
most
that
fun with
treasure.
He's
all that
covered
treasure.
in that blang.
He's
Wait a
covered in
minute.
that blang.
Wait a minute. Okay, found it.
All right.
Waiting.
Share
Yeah,
it.
it's the saber from the temple, I believe, or from the
Oh, so
treasure
it's the same-
trove.
It's the same.
Same.
Yeah. So I
Let
think, like I
me-
said, I think he takes his lightsaber back, maybe decapacitates the ship, and then goes back to Ad-Adin as a hero, and then realizes that there's no supervisor. Yeah, samesies.
Yeah, samesies.
And that's
Cool.
them landing on Ad-Adin in the same ship together. Right? So whether they're facing the pirates
Yeah.
together.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
Bro, bet they land right on top of the school, I bet. And we forget that has a big laser potentially.
I'm saying,
and
like,
a
that's got
laser
a big
gun
cannon on
downside
it.
there.
Like
Wait. Pull that back up unless it's gone.
No, I got it.
he's got it.
Maybe. It's all good. I just don't want to show the trailer. Get to the freeze frame.
He said freeze frame.
Any second.
Anytime now.
Okay.
Littering and.
Oh my
That's so
god.
good.
Why won't it go full screen? There we go.
Yeah. That's
What was the
them
question?
landing on Ad-Adin together. in
Hear
the
me
Onyx
out.
Cinder.
What if they're not landing, but this is them taking like a last look before leaving Ad-Adin
I mean,
at the end of the story?
you
Like,
think that-
let's like them joining him. That looks more like them pulling up to someplace, I guess.
It looks like them walking out of it more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does. But that's interesting that they're all together and he has the lightsaber at
Right.
that point.
That's what I'm thinking. I
Holding
think
it
this
on
next
his hilt.
I think this next episode is all about Jod's redemption, and we're probably going to hear some Force, potentially some Jedi voices, right? With those same quotes that he was giving us before. Your focus determines your reality. What was the other one?
Whoa, what if he connects with Wim?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there's more to Wim than we think. I really do, because they keep hinting it, man. They keep
Yeah.
throwing this bone
Ooh.
right there.
So there's a skeleton true toy of Jod, calling him Jod Nanawad. It's
Mhm.
another
What's his
name we
name?
haven't heard yet, right?
No, we've
No,
done
that
that
is
one.
we've heard that one. It
Oh,
was the
never
one
mind.
he told
Carry
the
on.
kids. That's his real name, as far as we know.
Carry on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the realest name they've tried to give us.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
the closest to his what would be his Jedi name, probably. Right,
That was the name we got in the promotional stuff.
right. So all these other names are just his pirate. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like there's a very comeback to the light moment coming for Jod that leads him to save the kids, betray the pirates, and then what would be even cooler is if he challenges his buddy Brutus to a duel.
I was gonna
and
say it was
takes the lightsaber and cuts him in half. Like that would be the best, and then he's captain of the ship, and he can tell the pirates to leave. That he'll call them back once he's defeated conquered at Atten.
that's fair.
So that's kind of those are my options right now. Either he steals the saber back, gets on an escape pod,
I like that.
links up with the kids, self-destructs the pirates, or he challenges Wolf, because I think that's why he had to challenge Fern. They had to show the pirate code so that at the end when he does challenge And then he's like, "Oh, you fool, you have no weapon." And then he pulls the lightsaber and they all see him use the Force for the first time. Because I don't think any of them have ever seen him do it.
No, I don't
Right?
think so.
Because why else would he end up in prison? Why else wouldn't he just break himself out? No, he used the kids as they broke out. They broke me out. I didn't break out. How am I going to break out? Right? And so it seems like that would be a cool way for him to take command of the ship, is like getting the lightsaber, cutting Dogman in half, and then being like, "Okay, I'm gonna take the escape pod. You all get the hell out of here before I kill everybody." And then they go because the mystery of the supervisor is still the lingering mystery of the show, right? There's been a lot of crazy shit going on, and they've been off world, and it's been this Goonies adventure. But at the end of the day, there's still this lingering thing in the background, you know, like,
Yeah.
where's that jewel? Oh, there it is, right? Like, it's
Was it
hanging
this
right-
Renaud guy able to program some of these droids too?
I don't think
to
he ever
keep his
got there.
secret?
I don't think he ever got there. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that-
because he crashes straight up.
yep, he's dead.
Mhm.
So I think, if anything, the droids took over and just are keeping the primary coding, or what do they call?
Yeah.
What do the droids call it? Primary function,
Mhm.
right? Primary function is to keep society going and keep the gold. What I'm looking forward to seeing is the mountain of Republic credits somewhere,
Mhm.
right? Because if they've been producing credits for let's just say even 50 years,
Yeah.
and no one has come to claim these credits in 50 years. The mountain of credits in their vault is going to be like Scrooge McDuck level.
Yeah.
Or has
Right.
somebody. Does Thrawn know about this place?
I mean, dude, what a great way to end
For
the
real,
show
like,
would be like Thrawn showing
where's
up
the
to
money
that place.
going?
Like, where's the money going?
Is
Right.
it going somewhere?
Or is it just getting piled in a Scrooge McDuck vault that is literally filled to the top with these things?
You know, they're name dropping banking clans and summits and these things. I don't know, man.
Okay. Last question before because it is New Year's Eve. I want to give you guys enough time to do your thing. Before we call this a night, the biggest question of the show so far, in my opinion, was that Plagueis
In the baths?
in the bath. Was that Plagueis taking a bath?
You never know, because he did have almost
They mentioned-
essentially I mean, he was a Sheev Palpatine in one sitting at the dinner table and Palpatine in the other. So we've never seen the Plagueis who goes and is the
Essence
front.
transfer?
They do mention Banking Clan Summit,
Yeah.
and he was involved in banking.
Well, a lot of the moons were, but yes, indeed.
Is it Hugo himself?
Is it Hugo
Hugo.
Damas?
That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. That would be interesting.
You know, that would put us in a time frame.
Maybe it's Snoke.
Nah,
Maybe it's
no.
Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah. Either way, there's 2 weeks left, right? So we're
Yeah.
on again on the 6th and what looks like the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 2 more weeks of this, and are we gonna get a second season, or is this a one and done?
I think this is a one and done.
I don't know.
Only saying that because of the pirate and Vance and all the connections with Mando. I think they're just bringing it all together for the Mandoverse.
Depends where we leave off, man. Let's see if there's more story to tell.
I think if Wim is actually force sensitive potentially, then that we could see him in the future. I don't know about more seasons necessarily, unless all of them actually become a crew and
and decide
Pirate's Life for
That'd
me.
be crazy.
and decide to leave and go on a grand adventures together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So does this? That was my next question. Does this affect the greater universe, or is just this a happy story out in the universe? Like, is there larger implications to the current canon, to the current universe, or is this off scope?
I think it's already added to the lore of the universe. So in that sense, and it already kind of has, but in terms of just the Mandoverse itself, we'll see. I don't know. That's a great question. I think there's elements of it that could, but it might be a long shot. It might just be more fun and lore building.
I'm
I
just
hope-
like, where does all that money go?
I hope we're.
It's telling you,
I hope we're
Thrawn's
get
ship
out.
just rolls up right at the end.
Thrawn and
That'd
the
be dope.
Dathomirian just show up. All the Dathomir.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
so-
possible that the kids or like the pirates potentially could help or be part of what they have to fight against in the future.
Right. Defeated now. I mean, we saw them in Mando, and now we're seeing more and more of them. Not just that one, little section
Yeah.
ship. What were you gonna say, Scotty?
I was gonna say I hope that there are bigger implications. I hope that the word about the money gets out. I do think actually Thrawn, there is some potential there because of the ancient Sith language that was also in the temple that he was staying in with the Dathomiri, which is on that other galaxy. But I just want it all to connect. I have friends that, we agree a lot on a lot of things of Star Wars, and even they are like, man, I think it's time for Star Wars to like
Damn.
take a really good isolated thing and just like, okay, let's keep this isolated thing here and build off this isolated thing. I don't want that. I want it to connect to the greater. I want everything to connect. They need to get back to the canon as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, the reveal, like it just depends. It depends where we end, right? I mean, it just the implications are high end. They're high. It just depends on where they put us at the end. Is this place still stuck off the map and nobody knows about it because everybody who saw it is dead now? Like, is that why he kills the pirates? Because they'll forever know where it is, so he has to like ice everybody on that pirate side to keep it secret? Is that last scene them coming back victorious with Jod the Savior by their side, telling them that he'll keep their coordinates secret forever, and then he takes Wim with him as an apprentice? It's so up in the air that I just don't know where they're gonna go with this character. I do think it's ironic that they built a Lego Onyx Cinder already, and now they're gonna have to move. Did they include the removable ship aspect
That'd be
in it
sick.
already, or is it going to be another set that is in that does that? I'm real curious because I already saw the Onyx Cinder set on one of the Lego builders on YouTube, and it looked dope, but I didn't see if it detached in the same way.
like
So I think that would be a cool like Lego build that you could just like uncouple a couple of them and it just slides out into
Just
another
smash
ship.
the whole thing and rebuild it into another one.
Right. Well, hey, I mean, they have that brick glue that holds Legos together until you get it wet and put it in water, and then
This one's meant to be dropped after, and the other ship just falls out.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
Like encourages you to drop it. Drop once to reveal. What would be even cooler is if they made a set like your ghost set that you just got that
That's
was
what-
like the Onyx Cinder but detaches in the same way, right?
Dude, the thing-
Well, that's the Ghost, the Phantom.
That's what I mean, but do it
Yeah,
the same
that's
way
what
with the
I'm-
Onyx
Isn't
Cinder.
that on? Oh, okay, I get you.
it detaches too. It's got a little mini chopper like built into it. I even
Yeah.
found they don't say it in like the manual, but like the front door that comes down, the cargo door that they're always sitting on and talking, that's there too. You could drop it open.
Oh, that's cool.
I found out because I dropped a loath cat down the little hatch in the bridge, and I'm like, how do I get this shit out? And I'm like, popped it open.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
hope they do that with the Onyx Cinder because it is a really cool ship. Once you realize that, you're like, now you go back and watch it and you're like, oh, dude, I can totally see how it's like an exoskeleton, like a shell, like a turtle shell, right? You can totally see how it's built like a gauntlet. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, that's a sleek ass, like almost Nubian Nile starship. That's fucking cool.
Nubian.
Ah, Nubian! Look at the shell comes off. It's Nubian. Republic credits don't work on me. Only money.
What about Old Republic?
Oh, those old Republic credits.
Mhm.
Now those. I'll tell you what.
Wait,
you
but is
get-
it Old Republic or is it Old Republic?
we don't know yet. We don't know what Republic we're at. We need to find out from the
Who the
droid
hell
master.
knows, bro?
No, and I think that's the thing
High
that
Republic.
I think is bugging the fans more than anything. I think is that give us a fucking timestamp, right? Give us
Yep.
something to solidify.
Tell me
we
where
are.
I am.
Because that's the only argument. You realize that's the only argument going on amongst fans right now.
That's
the
a
only-
good argument. to
That's the
have.
only argument going on with fans right now. There's not a lot of shit talking. Yes, there's the average. This isn't my Star Wars.
This sucks. It's not real Star Wars. Oh, Disney Star Wars. Wah, 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 wah.
But instead, we're arguing over Old Republic, High Republic, Republic. Like that's the only real argument going on for this show, and I think that's a W. I think Star
Yeah, the
Wars wins
speculation's back.
when that's the only argument is we're having is when is this? When? Not what is this? Not this is crap. Not not the acting is shit. Not the director said this. Not the actor said that. No, none of that. The biggest argument ongoing right now is when the fuck are we? That's it. When? Aside from that, when did this planet fall off the grid? That's what everybody wants to know.
Mhm.
Aside from that, all other questions are pretty good. I'm good with all the other questions because they give us answers. Oh, okay. It's a Republic mint. They make real minted money there. Cool. Now you know the big draw while everybody's searching for it. Cool. But yeah, I mean, what a fun show. I mean, the droids are great. The cast is great. I'm not a big fan of kid acting in these kind of situations where it's a highly kid-driven show. I eat my words on this one because it's really fucking good. Like, really, really good. The acting's great. The story's great. The mocap is great. Everything here is looking slick. So I just hope they finish strong. Last thoughts. Scotty, what's up?
Nothing. I think I pretty much said it all. I hope that some of these reveals are bigger, if not, bigger implications towards the Mandalorians and where pirates fit into the greater Star Wars universe, I guess. I think it'd be really cool if they connected the Nile here somehow, some serious pirate lineage that has some weight to it.
Right.
There's another name too from Aftermath, because the Aftermath trilogy, they constantly cherry pick from that. I won't ever pronounce her name right, but her title is the Pirate Queen of Wild Space.
Mm-hmm.
So Wild Space is a different area than the Outer Rim or Unknown Space even. So who knows, man?
Old Republic, New Republic, who cares? Do you want to get Republic?
Do you want to get high? All right.
The Republic has the high ground. That's all I know.
She, final thoughts. What do you? I mean, you guys are all in the prediction pool, right? So you guys are all in the Santa prediction pool. So
I mean, I don't do it, but at least not right now. I haven't done it in a while, but I do think in terms of what's next is probably just what's kind of set out, and I'm excited for it. So them returning, the coordinates being on both sides. I don't know how Jod's gonna exactly fit into all of it or get back on their ship, but I'm having a real fun time with it.
Mafia.
Honestly, to me, this is the best Star Wars show they put out. Honestly, I like Andor too. It's in a different realm than this. But this feels more like Star Wars than anything else they've made so far. It's just a fun space adventure, and people argue about the dumb finite details, and I don't care.
Yeah, nor do I. Like, argue those details. I don't give a shit. I love it. It makes me feel good. I look forward to watching it on Tuesdays. Let's go. Find something else to complain about, man. So if you're not following, Scotty's got some sweet shorts on his channel right now. They're picking up some steam. We're trying to get him to 500 subscribers early in the next year. So if you haven't already, get over to his page, check out his stuff, subscribe, and check out all his shorts. You're GTAing tomorrow, right? You're muted.
Yeah, I might get up early. I'm off tomorrow, so we'll see.
Okay.
We got New Year's Eve events and things happening in GTA, so fireworks all over the place. People are being assholes with them. You know how that is. You know how your neighbors, like, random times in the day just set off fireworks like July 2nd,
Yes.
just because. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of that
Fireworks
going
now.
on.
Okay, so New Year's Day GTA. That's the title of your stream is New Year's
Yeah.
Day GTA. Okay,
Probably.
So we're in GTA tomorrow. So get over there and check him out in the morning. Sheev, what do you got? I know I watched your watch party for 5 and 6 today, so you're all caught up.
Yep. And then other than that, we've been messing around on Twitch a little bit for the Sheep the Wise Twitch, doing a little bit of gaming here and there, and then still trying to play through Star Wars Outlaws. So trying to get some watch hours and playtime going through that on the main channel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Lot
you
of
there.
fun.
Mafia, what do you got going on? You watching any movies?
I'm trying
I
to catch
guess
up on Sopranos actually, but I'm
Okay.
way behind. No,
Okay.
yeah. One day I'm gonna actually do some more videos, shorts. I just nothing's
all right.
really
Just waiting for that movie behind you to come out is what it really is.
Right.
probably.
Bro, I've been hiding in the horror genre. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's a lot of
Hey.
good horror movies that have come out within the last year, 2024.
I just watched both the Sonics in preparation to watch Sonic 3, to be honest. So like,
Nice.
I just
See it?
spent some
See
time.
Sonic 3?
I haven't yet. I wanna
That's
see
awesome.
it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, John Wick as Sonic. I'm down. I'm in. Like, let's do that shit.
Those are the movies that like I'm happy I got kids for. Like,
Yeah.
excuse, just go see.
Yeah, I don't need an excuse. I'll go to the midnight showing where there's no kids at it. I'll do that shit. Absolutely.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, that's
Happy
it.
New
That's
Year.
what it is. Exactly. Happy New Year. That's why I was trying to get us out of here because I know it's
New Year,
it's
new
Year's
me,
Eve.
guys. I swear,
I'm
this
wearing
year is the year I
clothes now.
change. Okay.
Happy New Year.
New year, old me. I'm not changing anything. Actually, that's not true. I'm going full money grubber. So we're doing it. But no,
The ball job is fake.
we're spending some time. I just spent your guys' money. Anybody who sent any money in last year in 2024 for the East Coasters. We just bought some more gear for Chad the Bird. So we're going to be sending him another package here in the new year to get him more set up for his at home streaming setup, so that when he comes here, he's going to look and sound better and better. So
This is how close I am to my first check from YouTube.
oh, I know, dude. I was like, it got to like
98, 20.
Yeah, you're like-
and I'm not
it's-
even making videos.
yeah, I know. I'm in the same boat. It's like 127, and I'm like, oh, I got that check. Let's go buy something for $100 for somebody else. So yeah, I continue to spend all the money that people spend here. All of that goes back out to the channel and back out to the people we support. So if anything that rolls in, it goes right back out to you guys, and you guys usually tell me where to spend it. So that's the most important thing that I could say that we have done last year is we continue to support channels in the area. You're muted. We continue to support channels in the area and on the community. So just remember, anything you send us, we issue right back out. Tomorrow, I am going to be doing some stuff. I don't know what, but we just got done with our advent calendar stuff for the year. So we're done with that. That was a lot of success, to be really honest. We had a great time, great viewership, great engagement. So we're going to do that next year. We're going to continue to do all the stuff. Matt Cave just sent us a New Year's thing on Discord also. But yeah, I mean, everybody, I'm glad that Star Wars did Tuesday night, did New Year's Eve. I'm glad they didn't cancel it for New Year's Eve, because I am thankful in this last year for what we've accomplished, not only here at my channel, not only at Sheev's channel, not only at Nerd Mafia's channel, not only in Scotty's channel, but the Matt Cave and all the other people that we support. A lot of people made some big moves in 2024. We got monetized in 2024. We didn't really make a big deal out of it. It was the last couple months of the year. As we push forward this year, we're going to do more videos like the membership videos. We're going to be doing more stuff with the memberships. We're going to be doing more in real stuff. So we're going to start bringing people to Vegas. That's my goal in 2025 is we're going to start bringing more people out to Vegas, and we're going to start doing live streams here in Vegas with people. So that's the plan. We're going to try to get some of the LA folks that are easy to get out here for a day, get them some hotel rooms. And I know a new space that we're going to be trying to do these live streams at and make it a bigger thing. So keep your eyes out for that in the new year. But the thing we are most appreciative of is you guys, is the people that come on this stream and engage in the conversation, and then the people in the chat and the people that support. You guys are the reason we're here to begin with. and we appreciate you and we thank you for being here. So on behalf of everybody here, thank you guys for being here. As always, don't forget, get out there, spay and neuter your pets, help control the pet population. Don't forget, it is a new year. Tell the people you love in your life, the people you hate in your life, the people you don't care about, let them know today. Don't wait till tomorrow to tell them what you're feeling. Say it today. Tomorrow is not a guarantee. That's why they call
Even
it
if
a
it's
present.
I hate you.
Yeah, even if it's I hate you, tell them, get it off your chest. Yeah, I hate your face. Tell them straight. Don't beat around the bush. Life is too short, right? We gained some friends in 24. We lost some friends in 24, but overall, we're the most appreciative for everybody around. So please be safe. It is New Year's Eve. It is a new year. Please be safe the rest of the night. We want to see you back tomorrow. Have a great night. We appreciate you guys being here, and Happy New Year. May the force be with you all. Take care. Have a great night.